Hey guys! Welcome back sa isa na namang video. So, sorry medyo natagalan yung susunod nating episode. Medyo naging busy kami. But, here we are now. And for today, we are at episode 5 ng ating Programming Fundamentals. And ngayon nga, pag-aaralan natin is yung tungkol sa algorithms pa rin. But, this is in-depth. So, medyo mas malalim. So, hindi naman ganun kalalim, but mas malalim. Hindi katulad nung pinag-aralan natin from the last time. So, last time kasi pinag-aralan na natin yung pseudocodes and yung flowcharts. But, for today, pag-aaralan uli natin yun, but much deeper. So, pagsasamahin na natin to sa isang video. So, siguro medyo mahaba to. If you are watching this video right now, siguro aabutin to ng 40 minutes. But, I don't know. So, yun na nga guys. So, wag na natin patagalin pa. Ano ngayon yung mga algorithms? So, hindi pa kasi kumpleto yun guys. So, meron pa tayong hindi na tackle. So, meron na tayong conditional nga. Then, mamaya may makikita pa kayo na iba. So, bago natin itackle lahat nung pag-aaralan natin for today na bago, we must recall kung ano yung dalawang way ng pagre-represent ng algorithm. So, ano ulit yung algorithms? So, ang algorithms is, again, a set of instruction followed by a computer program. So, ngayon, paano natin i-represent yun in a way na may intindihan ng tao? So, meron tayong pseudocode. Again, this is the method that allows a programmer to represent the algorithm in a more programming-related way. These are called false code. So, pag isusulat natin yan, So, sa pseudocode, magsusulat tayo ng mga indicator na ito yung gagawin ng program natin. So, sulat siya. Then, unlike flowchart, this is a method that allows a programmer to represent the algorithm in a diagram or an illustration, which is a drawing or a symbol. So yun yung flowchart represents the sequence of a programming algorithm by using standard graphic symbols. So, as you can see, mga shapes nga. So, gumagamit yung flowchart nun. So, pseudocode, susulat. Flowchart, madalas dinodrawing na may konting sulat. Okay? So, alam nyo naman na yun kasi tinakal na natin yun. So, kung hindi nyo pa napapanood yung last episodes natin, you better watch that kasi connected to sa ating episode ngayon. So, for the pseudocode, we have the naming convention, which is, ito nga yung madalas ginagamit sa paggawa ng pseudocode. But this is not necessary. Kung ano yung tinuro sa inyo ng prof nyo, yun yung gagamitin nyo. But, ang ginagamit kasi namin is ito. So, ito yung nakasanayan na namin. So, we have the let or initialize, which is the initialization of variables. So, kung napanood nyo yung mga last episode, so as you can see, ginagamit namin let x is equals to 0, let y is equals to 0. So, initialization of variables. Then, input, so common sense, indication of a variable to be used in a process. So, yung i-input nating value which is to be used sa process natin. Then, again, pretty obvious, output or print, indication of a value to be displayed. Then, if else, indication of a conditional statement. Yun na nga yung mga program na merong iba't ibang outcome. So, wag na natin muna masyadong pahirapan yon. So, we have the end if also. So, ginagamit yan at the end of a conditional statement. So, para lang malaman natin na tapos na yung conditional statement. Then, we have the while. It is an indication of a loop statement. So, yun lang. May loop statement din kasi tayo yung inuulit-ulit yung isang part ng code. So, gagamit tayo ng loop statement. Then, we have the end while, same as the end if, which is the indication of an end of a loop statement. So, para lang natin malaman kung saan magtatapos yung loop. Okay? So, we have the begin, which is an indication of function. So, kung napanood nyo yung common concept of programming natin, pinag-aralan natin yung function or method doon, which is a group of code na nag-a-achieve ng isang bagay. So, yun yung isang function. So, a group of code na may sariling function or may sariling kayang gawin and output. Then we have the end, which is the indication of an end of a function. So, pretty obvious. Then, call, we have the indication of a function call. So, tatawagin natin yung function na yun. So, mamaya, makikita nyo kung saan yan ginagamit. So, pinapakita ko lang sa inyo yung mga pseudocode naming convention natin. So, as you can see, indentations are very important when it comes to special statements. So, mali spelling ko, wag nyo nang pansinin. I'm so sorry. So, yun na nga. Next naman, we have the programming flowchart symbols. So, we have this flowchart basic symbols. So, napag-aralan na natin to. So, hindi ko na masyadong i-in-depth. So, again, starter, end, ellipse. Pagka mag-declare tayo, preparation, hexagon, Pagka magpa-process tayo ng mga value, we use a rectangle. When we input or output, we use a parallelogram. And then again, pagka meron tayong conditional statement or loop statement, we will use the decision or the diamond. So mamaya meron pang madadagdag dyan, which is isa lang naman, which is the circle. It is called on-page connector. So mamaya makikita nyo kung paano ginagamit yung on-page connector. So, okay, moving on. We have types of algorithms, guys. So meron tayong 4 types of algorithms. So we have the sequential, we have the conditional, which we have the looping, and we have the modular. All of this type can be mixed and matched with each other. So ito yung 4 na types ng programming algorithm natin. So isa-isa natin yung i-discuss and itatry sa draw.io. So gagawa tayo ng pseudocode and gagawa din tayo ng flowchart para mas maintindihan nyo. So medyo self-explanatory naman kada name ng ating programming algorithm. So, let's start with the sequential. So, ano yung sequential? No, a sequential algorithm is an algorithm that runs from top down without interruption until it finishes the program, thus naming it sequential for sequence. So, medyo self-explanatory nga. From the word sequence, sunod-sunod, mula sa taas, pababa, walang interruption, matatapos lang siya ng dire-diretso yung ating program. So, ilang beses na tayo nakagawa ng sequential flowchart, hindi nyo lang napapansin. Yun yung tinatawag na sequential flowchart. So, para mas maintindihan natin, we will try it in ondraw.io. So, we have a problem here. So, we have the problem example for a sequential programming algorithm. So, as you can see, let's read. Create a pseudocode and a flowchart for a program that computes the salary of an employee. Salary is computed by multiplying hours work and rate per hour. Display the salary. So, as you can see, i-analyze nyo mabuti. So, again, pagka magbabasa tayo ng problem, look at the big picture, cut the big picture to small steps, then, tsaka natin gagawin yung ating kailangan gawin. So, ano yung una natin kailangan i-identify? So, pwede natin i-identify kung ano yung input natin. Pwede din natin i-identify kung ano yung process natin. Pwede din natin i-identify kung ano yung magiging output natin. So, para clear sa atin kung ano yung gagawin natin program. So, ano yung need nating input? So, as you can see, wala tayong hours work and rate per hour. So, as you can see, salary is computed by multiplying hours work and rate per hour. So, ibig sabihin yun, kailangan natin ng hours work and rate per hour. So, yun yung magiging input. Then, ano yung magiging output? As you can see, nakalagay dito, display the salary. So, yun na. Kitang-kita na kung ano yung output, salary. So, we established that. Now, let's create a pseudocode and a flowchart for this program. So, go to draw.io. So, we are here now sa draw.io. So, I can use heading para mag-type na lang ng pseudocode. So, ito na nga, sequential. Okay, kanina sinabi ko na yung mga conventional name for the pseudocode. So, again, pagka magde-declare tayo ng variables in a pseudocode, we will use let. So, para sa akin lang to. So, kung ano yung tinuro ng prof nyo, pwede yan. So, pwede din kasing initialize, which is the same. So, we will use let na lang. So, let. So, ano yung mga kailangan natin variables? First, yung rate. So, yung rate. So, rate per hour yan. So, equals to 0. Then, semicolon. Then, ano yung itatimes sa rate? So, as you can see, guys, nakalagay dito, hours work. So, we will use hours. Then, equals to 0. Then, lastly, we need the output, which is the salary. So, 0 din yan. Kasi wala pa siyang value sa una. So, gets nyo ba, guys? Good. So, ngayon, ano yung next natin gagawin? Dahil nga, nakuha na natin yung mga kailangan natin variable, we need to input the variable na gagamitin natin for the process, which is the rate and hour. So, ano yung, again, yung conventional naming for input? So, we will use input. So, ano yung input nating mga variables? Yung rate and hours kasi imumultiply natin sila. Next, what do we need to do? So, we need the process. So, ano yung gagawin dun sa in-input natin? So, as you can see, yung in-input natin, it will compute the salary by multiplying hours work and rate per hour. So, ang gagawin natin is, we will indicate, so, sa salary natin, i-equals natin yung rate times hour. So, again, guys, lagi kong sinasabi to, be consistent when naming a variable. So, guys, alam niyo naman yung variable, di ba? So, sinabi ko naman sa inyo kung ano yung variable. So, variables is a storage for value. So, eto nga. So, pwede nyo pangalanan ng sarili nyo. So, pwedeng rate, pwedeng x, pwedeng y, pwedeng z. So, yun yung variables. Pwedeng lagyan ng data or values. So, again, dahil nga na-set na natin yung salary is equals to rate times hours, so, ibig sabihin, meron na tayong output or meron na tayong result. So, what are we going to do next? We will use output. So, output, ano yung output natin? Salary. So, as you can see guys, sequential. So, ano yung naging interruption? Wala. Pagka-declare natin, nag-input tayo ng rate and hour, then, kinompute natin yung salary, then, in-output natin agad yung salary without any interruption, without any other outcome. So, isa lang, linear yung ating line. So, diretso, pababa, sequential, from top to down, tapos yung program. That is sequential. Good. So, ngayon, paano natin gagawin yung flowchart ng sequential? So, as you can see naman guys, kung naalala nyo pa yung ginagawa natin, what is the first shape na gagamitin natin when starting a flowchart? So, lahat ng flowchart to, no exception. Laging may ganito. So, we will use an ellipse. So, dahil nga, ito yung start and end. So, start. So, we will put start. Then, again, flow line, pababa. Then, ano yung susunod natin? So, pwede na natin sundan yung pseudocode natin kasi meron na nga tayong pseudocode. Then, ito na lang yung gawin natin guide para makagawa ng flowchart. So, as you can see, nag-initialize tayo. So, ano yung ginagamit pang initialize when it comes to flowchart? We use a hexagon. So, hanapin natin hexagon. So, this is called preparation. So, ngayon guys, when we declare a variable here, so kahit saan naman, we need to separate it using semicolon. So, ano yung mga dineclare nating variable? So, hindi na natin kailangan nalagyan ng let or something kasi flowchart na yan, understood na ini-initialize natin sa loob ng hexagon. Okay, good? So, we need to initialize the rate is equals to 0. Then, we need to initialize the R is equals to 0. Then, we need to initialize the salary equals to 0. The next, again, meron tayong pababang arrow, also always, then, ano yung next natin gagawin? So, start, nag-declare tayo, so as you can see, pwede natin ito sundan, nag-declare tayo, nag-input tayo. So, again, ano yung ginagamit nating shape for input? So, we will use a parallelogram. So, that's what we use when inputting or outputting. So, we need to indicate kung input or output to kasi parehong ginagamit ng input or output yung parallelogram na shape. So, we will use input. Ngayon, pagka mag-i-input tayo, we need to separate the variables using a comma. So, alam nyo naman na yun. So, ano yung input natin? Yung rate and hours. Kasi yun yung gagamitin natin para mag-compute ng salary. So, good. So, ngayon, ano yung kailangan natin? So, na-declare na natin. So, na-start na natin. Na-declare na natin. Na-input na natin yung dalawa. What is next? So, we need to process. So, process to, diba guys? Pagka gumagawa tayo ng operation, we will use a process. So, again, so down, flow line, then delete. Ano yung ginagamit natin for process? So, we use the rectangle shape for the process. So, again, ano yung process natin? Kukunin natin salary using rate times R. So, salary is equals to rate times hours. So, often, kailangan din na semicolon yan, but for the sake of generalization, hindi na natin lalagyan ng semicolon. So, pag gusto ng prof nyo or sa nagtuturo sa inyo na may semicolon yan, wag nyo kakalimutan kasi baka mali kayo. So, minsan kasi buwisit din sa buhay yung mga So, hindi, joke lang. So, yun nga guys. Next na tayo. So, after nating i-process yung ating flowchart, so as you can see, we have initialized. Nag-initialize din tayo dito, nag-input tayo, nag-input din tayo dito, nag-process tayo, nag-process din tayo dito. Ano yung next? So, obviously, it is an output. So, ano yung output natin? So, we will use again another parallelogram. So, we will put a parallelogram here. So, ngayon, ang lalagay na lang natin is output. Ano yung output natin? Salary. So, again guys, be consistent when naming a variable. So, pag kung ano yung pinangalan nyo sa variable sa taas, yun din yung gagamitin nyo hanggang dulo. Kahit ano pa yung spelling yan, kung mali spelling yan, dapat mali din yung spelling ng mga variable nyo sa ilalim. So, hindi pwedeng maiba yung variable sa taas, then gumamit ka ng ibang variable sa baba para i-represent yung value na yun. That is wrong. So, lagi nyo natandaan, dapat consistent yung name ng variable. So, good. So, this is a sequential. So, tapos na ba yung program natin? So, tapos na ba yung flowchart natin? No, meron tayong nakalimutan. Ano yung nakalimutan natin? As always, yung ellipse. So, laging may start and end yung ating program. Laging may ellipse sa dulot-dulo niyan. So, kung dito sa taas, start, dito, end. So, ngayon, meron na tayong start and end. So, again, sequential. So, dito, mas nakikita natin na sequential siya kasi from top to down. Diretso, walang liko. Diretso, from top to down, walang interruption, walang branches, diretso pababa. That is sequential, guys. Huwag niyong kakalimutan. So, ayun na nga, guys. So, tapos na tayo sa sequential and I hope na naintindihan nyo. If you have any questions, you can comment down below on our video or message us on Facebook. So, pwede namin kayong sagutin. So, we will help you with that. So, again, balik tayo sa ating PowerPoint. So, next naman, we have the conditional or selection programming algorithm. So, this is an algorithm that affects the output based on a certain condition given, which makes the program more smart and complex, thus extending the possibilities. So, sana naintindihan niyo yung English kasi ako hindi ko naintindihan. So, tinype ko lang dyan pero hindi ko naintindihan. De joke. So, ang corny ko talaga. So, ayun nga. So, conditional from the word conditional. So, kahit nga hindi nyo nabasahin yung ating meaning, maintindihan nyo na conditional. So, may condition. Nakalagay nyo selection. So, may pagpipilian. So, either this or that. So, meron tayong possibilities. So, hindi lang kulong sa diretso yung line. So, kanina nga, sequential, isang line, diretso, walang ibang pagtutunguhan kung hindi yung line na yon. Ngayon, we have the conditional na nagkakaroon ng branches yung ating program. So, pwedeng mangyari to or pwedeng mangyari to. So, depende kung ano yung condition natin. So, next tayo. So, meron tayong gagamitin na mga logical operators dito. So, kung napanood nyo yung common concepts sa programming, so yung episode 4, then magiging familiar kayo dito. So, we have the logical operators or yan na nga. So, ginagamit to in combination of conditional statements to compare values. So, para ma-compare natin yung values kung greater than, equal, less than, or not equal dun sa ating value. So, as you can see, here nga, so we have the operator equals to, which is ito yung symbol niya, ito yung description niya. So, tingnan nyo na lang. So, in-explain ko na to from the last episode. So, kung gusto nyo pang magkaroon ng in-depth, doon, panoorin nyo yung last episode. So, we have the not equal to, we have the greater than. So, medyo common sense na lang naman. Less than, greater than or equal, then less than or equal. So, makikita nyo nga yung application na to mamaya. So, eto na nga. So, para mas maintindihan natin, basahin natin yung next problem natin. So, problem example for the conditional programming algorithm. So, basahin nyo mabuti, analyze nyo mabuti, then itry nyo gawin yung pseudocode and flowchart. So, we will create a pseudocode and a flowchart for a program that computes the salary of an employee. So, pareho na naman. So, salary is computed by multiplying hours work and rate per hour. So, ayun na nga, pareho na naman. So, i-compute natin yung salary. But, meron tayong nadagdag. So, as you can see, nakalagay, if the employee salary is higher than 10,000, display high pay. If not, display low pay. So, as you can see, meron tayong dalawang possibility na output. So, it's either high pay or low pay. So, depende sa salary nating makukuha. If the salary is greater than 10,000, i-display natin high pay. So, kung kabaligtaran naman nun, then display low pay. So, gets nyo ba? So, hindi ko kailangan i-elaborate. Alam ko naman naiintindihan nyo yung tanong na yan. So, paano natin gagawin yan? So, let's go back to draw.io and then let's do that again. So, delete natin to. Okay. Eto, gawin natin conditional. So, tapos na tayo sa sequential, conditional. So, medyo nagiging more complicated na to, but nakakatuwa pagka naintindihan nyo. So, again, what we need first is to declare a variable. So, again, analyze the program. Ano yung kailangan nating variables, ano yung kailangan nating input, output, and process. So, first, we need to compute the salary, which is na work out na natin from the last problem. So, walang nadagdag na variables kasi ang kailangan lang naman natin gawin ngayon is i-consider natin kung greater than or less than 10,000 yung salary natin. So, which is same pa rin yung variable. So, we need the hours work and rate per hour and the salary. So, let, again, salary is equals to 0. So, again guys, hindi mahalaga kung paano nyong i-order yung pag-i-initialize nyo. Kahit mauna yung rate per hour, mauna yung salary, pareho lang yon. then rate equals to 0, then hours equals to 0. So now, we can now compute the salary again. So, bago natin makompute yun, syempre, ano yung kailangan natin? We need to input those. So, dahil nga wala naman tayo ibang computation dito, we just need to check if the salary is higher than 10,000. We can now proceed to input. So, pareho lang ulit yung input natin. Yung rate and hours pa rin. Ngayon, ano yung gagawin natin? So, do we need to check for the salary agad or do we need to solve the salary first? Siyempre, kailangan muna natin i-solve yung salary. So, process na tayo. So, process. Ano yung magiging process natin? Yung i-compute yung salary. So, paano i-compute yung salary? Salary is equals to rate times hours. So, good. Ngayon, ano na yung next natin gagawin? So, ano ba yung output natin? So, i-output ba natin yung salary? No, we don't output salary. So, as you can see, sa problem natin, we should output high pay or low pay. Depende dun sa salary natin kung mas mataas sa 10,000 or mas mababa sa 10,000. So, ngayon, paano natin gagawin yan? So, kung naalala nyo dun sa mga bandang una ng video natin, pinakita ko sa inyo yung naming convention. We will use the if or else na naming convention para i-check kung less than or greater than yung sa 10,000 yung salary natin. So, we will use the if. So, eto na, magagamit na natin. If, ano yung i-compare natin na variable? Yung salary. So, i-check natin if salary is greater than 10,000. So, yan yung ano natin. So, logical operator na gamit na natin, greater than. So, nakalagay dito, if the employee's salary is higher than 10,000. So, kinonvert ko siya sa pseudocode if salary is greater than 10,000. Then, ano yung gagawin natin? So, dito na pumapasok yung sinasabi kong indentation. So, we need an indentation para malaman nung if-else natin kung saan yung, kung ano yung kasama sa kanyang if. So, ito yung gagawin natin kung yung salary is greater than 10,000. Ano yung gagawin natin pagka greater than 10,000 yung salary? So, as you can see, if the salary is higher than 10,000, display high pay. So, we will output. So, output high pay. So, ayan na. So, kung iniisip nyo kung bakit may dalawang quotation mark, this is called a string. So, lahat ng text na i-display natin, it is called a string. So, ang string, guys, is a collection of characters. So, eto character to, eto character to. So, yun nga, words or text. Kaya, pagka sa programming, kailangan laging nakapalibot yan sa quotation mark. But, depende pa rin yan sa nagtuturo sa inyo. Kung i-require yan, then you should. Pero ito yung good practice. Okay? So, ngayon, na-establish na natin yung if salary is greater than 10,000. Output high pay. So, ngayon, paano naman yung low pay? So, we will use the else. So, ano sa Tagalog yung else? Diba? Kung yung if, kapag yung salary is greater than 10,000, ito yung gagawin natin. Else, kung hindi naman, diba yun yung ibig sabihin ng else? Kung hindi naman, kung di man, ito na lang yung gagawin natin. So, else, we will, again, indentation, output, low pay. So, pagka hindi nga greater than 10,000, syempre, sure naman na mas mababa na yun sa 10,000 kasi hindi nga greater than. Alangan namang ano pa yun. Diba? So, yun na nga. Then, we will use the keyword and if. So, ano yung and if? So, ibig sabihin, tapos na yung if statement natin. So, dito na nagtatapos. So, ngayon, tapos na yung ating pseudocode. So, this is our pseudocode for the conditional, which has two outcomes. It's either high pay or low pay. So, again, yun yung pinagkaiba ng sequential. Yung sequential, diretso pababa, eto, meron tayong chine-check na minsan hindi nagraranto, minsan hindi nagraranto. So, that's why it is called the conditional. So, meron tayong condition na kailangan ma-meet bago natin ma-run yun. So, again, i-convert natin to in a flowchart. So, again, saan tayo magsisimula when creating a flowchart? Ellipse. As always, ellipse. Huwag nyo kakalimutan yun. And next, always, syempre, para may magamit tayong variables, we always need the preparation. So, pwede nyo nasundan to again. So, we will use this. Then, we will, again, declare the variables. Okay. So, sundin na lang natin to. Then, next, we need to input. So, again, para makompute natin, we need the input. So, ano yung ginagamit na shape doon? Parallelogram. So, again, ganyan na nga. Ngayon, i-input natin is, so, again, kailangan nating i-indicate na input to dahil pareho sila ng output. Input, rate, and hours. So, na-input na natin. Next, we need to process this. So, we need to process na i-compute yung salary natin. So, again, down flow line, then rectangle for process. Ang gagawin natin is salary is equals to rate times hours. So, na-compute na natin yung salary. Ngayon, dito mababago yung ating flowchart. So, as you can see, pagkatapos natin ng process, nag-decision na tayo kung yung salary is greater than 10,000. So, paano ginagawa sa flowchart yung conditional? So, naalala nyo pa ba yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina? We have the decision symbol or the diamond. So, we will use the diamond. So, paano ginagamit yung diamond? So, guys, kasi pwede natin ilagay dito, di ba pwede natin ilagay dito, if salary is greater than 10,000. But, that is not the case. So, hindi natin kailangan ng ganyan. So, kasi guys, kung hindi nyo pa alam yung mga logical operators, you can do that. So, depende ulit sa nagtuturo sa inyo kung i-require to, then go ahead. But, if you are logical naman, or kung alam nyo naman yung logical operator, we can simply say, salary is greater than 10,000. Okay? So, litan natin ng konti yung font para magkasya. So, ngayon guys, this is understood. So, nag-declare tayo ng variables, in-input natin yung rate hours, then sinolve natin yung salary, then i-check natin kung yung salary is greater than 10,000. Then again, sabi ko nga sa inyo, may dalawang branches yon. Isang yes, isang no. So, laging dalawang branches lang, bawal maging tatlo yan. So, pagka nagkaroon kayo ng ganyan, mali na yan. Dapat dalawa lang. It's either yes or no. Then, ilalabelan nyo kung saan yung yes. So, kunwari, dito yes ko. Dito yung no ko. So, laging ganyan dapat guys. Yes or no lang. Walang third option. Okay? Good. So, ngayon, check natin. So, kung yung salary daw ba is greater than 10,000, ano yung pupuntahan natin? So, saan tayo pupunta? Diba sa yes? So, kung greater than 10,000 ngayon, yes. Ano yung gagawin? I-output natin. So, ano yung gagamitin natin output? I-output natin high pay. So, gagamit ulit tayo ng parallelogram for the output. Then, we will type again output high pay. So, gets? Then, here, pagka no naman, so, kung hindi greater than 10,000 yung salary natin, so, ito yung iraran niya, which is output low pay. So, ayun na nga. Ngayon, syempre, kailangan nating i-end yan. So, there are two ways to end this program. So, to finish this program. So, we can either do this. So, diba, kailangan nga natin na end. So, dalawang end, we can do this. So, dahil nga guys, dalawa yung possibility natin, we can have two ends. So, we can do this. Yan. So, pwede yan. Tama yung structure na yan. But, we have the much more efficient and much more conventional way. So, we will use the on-page connector. So, ano yung ginagawa ng on-page connector? So, guys, di ba pwede kasi tayong, pwede natin gawin to. So, pwede natin gawin to. Ayan, yung line na yan, ko-connect pa natin dito sa ating, so, pwede natin i-connect dito. As you can see. Yan, pwede natin gawin yan. But, medyo pagka marami tayong output, so say na meron tayong tatlong conditional statement, then sobrang raming nakadikit dito sa end. So, sobrang raming arrow niyan. So, that is not good. So, ang gagawin natin is we will use something called on-page connector, which is the sinasabi ko nga kanina sa inyo, ituturo ko sa inyo. It is used by a symbol of a circle. So, gagawa tayo ng circle. So, this is a circle. Ngayon, lalabelan natin yan using a number. So, any number, you can use any number. But for conventional purposes, we can use 1. So, from 1 to sawa. So, ang on-page connector, it is like a portal. So, portal siya. So, ibig sabihin yan, itong flow line na to, di ba? Pagka-output natin ng hyphae, dadaan siya. Then, pupunta dito. Whoop, dito na siya. Then, once we hit this, parang magkakaroon niya ng portal. Then, lilipat siya sa susunod mong lalagyan. So, we need another circle here. Then, we will use 1. So, ibig sabihin, parang portal gate yan. Pagka pumasok siya dito, lalabas siya dito. Ngayon, we will connect this to the arrow. So, sa arrow natin i-connect, wag dito kasi mag-output siya ng low pay. So, we need to connect the arrow here at the end. So, dito na sa flow line papunta sa end. So, ibig sabihin niyan, pag-output ng high pay, zoom, teleport, then end the program. So, that is more conventional. Ngayon, so kung marami na kayong conditional statement, say na meron kayong 5 conditional statement, you just need to use this one. So, lilibelan lang natin ng 1, then magte-teleport na lahat yan dito. So, automatically, dito yan, then end yung program. So, much malinis yung ating flowchart. Gets nyo ba? So, kung hindi nyo na-gets, you can also always comment down below or message us on Facebook when you don't understand something. Okay, guys? Good. So, ngayon, let's analyze. So, we started, we initialized salary rate hours, we inputted the rate and hours to solve the salary. Ngayon, na-solve na natin salary, tinignan natin kung greater than 10,000. If yes, output high pay, then boom, teleport to here, then end the program. But if no, output low pay, then end the program. So, ganun lang kasimple. Conditional, meron tayong condition, we have 2 or more condition or 2 or more outcomes dun sa program natin, then that is conditional. So, nagkakaroon siya ng branch. As you can see, hindi na siya sequential na from top to bottom. Meron na tayong pakanan, then meron na tayong nagte-teleport. So, yun yung conditional. So, we have more possibilities, hindi katulad nung sequential na isa lang yung possibility sa dulo. So, isa lang yung magiging function niya. So, that is conditional or selection algorithm. So, sana naintindihan nyo.